Right. Alright, so we're live. Took a few seconds to get that sorted. Man, let's get that. Alright, cool. Danish, what's going on? Alright, man. Took a little while to get that sorted. Some setup issues, obviously, man. It's not a professional YouTuber out here, so.
Not yet.
So, bro, man. So basically, the plan of this thing here is I have an unfiltered, undialogued chat about mixed martial arts, boxing. Basically, fine. All the stuff that I do videos about on my channel, anyway.
Yeah.
So my plan here is to discuss fighting, discuss events, discuss ongoing stuff, and stuff that I might not get a chance to make a video for because obviously I'm out here working full time. So this provides me an opportunity to discuss or dive into the stuff that I want to dive into that I wouldn't necessarily get to dive into it. And maybe some of this stuff that I'm going to talk about hasn't got enough content for there to be a video about it. So like when man's trying to make a video out here, so one of the things I do when I'm making videos is issues that are like blatantly obvious to me that I want to talk about, one of the stuff that's burning on me, stuff that's running through my mind. But when it comes to boxing and MMA, I've always got tons and tons and tons of stuff going on in my mind, as you know.
Yeah.
So let's dive right into it, man.
Yeah, I'm literally always on Tapology or
Yeah.
flipping Sherdog or
Yeah, man.
Boxer.
Yeah, running through it, running through the forums, discussing with people and seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
One of the things that's been going on lately is AJ is the greatest. Out here, we're fans of the sports, not fans of boxers. I'm a fan of boxing, not a fan of certain boxers. There's tons of AJ fanboys out here, and like, whilst I respect that, if you're in the sport just to watch AJ box, that's cool. I understand that. But boy, to call AJ the greatest, I don't know, man. That's a bit controversial.
Not yet. Anyways,
He's got long ways to go. He's got lots to achieve.
Needs to be Wilder.
He ain't even touched the brim of greatness yet. So the fight with Wilder's got to happen. The fight with Fury's got to happen. There's tons of fights that they've got to be happening. So now one of the things that's been going on with MMA lately, and one of the stuff that I've been asked to touch on is the whole situation with drug testing and USADA.
Yeah.
And lately, so what's happened is UFC has re-upped their contract on their deal with USADA, and so for the foreseeable future, I don't know how long it's for, but for the foreseeable future, UFC is going to be carrying on dealing with USADA. UFC is going to keep their deal with USADA. They're going to maintain their deal with USADA, and I've been asked to give my thoughts and opinions on that. Now, this is an interesting one. And like, I'm going to give my take on this, and then I'd like to know what you think about it. So here's the thing with USADA. So firstly, let's talk about the blatantly obvious issues with USADA. They are dodging. There is issues with USADA. So when we look at the situation with Jones, and you take John Jones, a man who's tested positive for steroids previously, and he's tested positive on 2 occasions previously for was it clenbuterol and turnbull. So that's two failed drug tests, and now he comes into this fight, and the week of it, they're announcing that he's actually failed for a picogram of I can't forget what drug it is. Turnbull in his system, and that they're saying that he failed in October and September respectively, and he failed now in December. So in theory, if he's failed in September and October, he failed this week leading up to the Gustafsson fight. That leads me to believe he's going to fail in January. He's going to fail the post-fight drug test. Yeah, I don't think that's a risky assumption to make. Riff Akbar AJ is not the greatest. I don't think it's an unsafe bet to make. But here's my stance on this. So whilst USADA is not perfect, whilst there's clearly some corruption here, corruption has infiltrated boxing and mixed martial arts at the highest levels. When we're talking about the authorities, the commissions that sanction the fights, it's corrupt. When we're talking about UFC at the top of the game, the way they matchmake, the fights that they make play out, and the titles that they have play out is corrupt. So I'm not dumb enough to sit here and pretend that there isn't corruption behind the whole situation with USADA. There, of course, is there is corruption with the situation with USADA. I mean, at the end of the day, UFC is paying them. UFC is paying them. John Jones is one of UFC's biggest stars at a time when there's not too many big stars in the UFC.
Not right now. No. Connor's gone, probably.
Yeah, Connor's hit and miss. I'm sure his star power's dwindling.
Rousey's in the WWE now.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar's probably out there
He's
juicing
also in
somewhere.
the
Yeah.
WWE.
So when we're talking about the situation with USADA, I understand that it's not perfect, but I'm a fan of USADA, and I'll tell you why I'm a fan of USADA. USADA has caught more people juicing than any other commissioning body in the history of the boxing. This is mixed martial arts, but the history of any drug testing in any combative sport. In boxing or MMA, there's never been people tested as stringently as there is now under the USADA management. Okay. Now, although USADA is corrupt, I'm accepting that. Although there has been shady business and there's been stuff that's gone on, like for example, Lyoto Machida, where he served a 2-year suspension. I don't think he deserved to spend any kind of 2-year suspension.
Yeah, but they're doing their due diligence to get fighters that are juicing.
Yeah.
Punished.
Stuff is being done.
They've messed up countless times.
Yeah.
Yoel Romero, Junior Dos Santos, Machida.
Yeah. The Machida one particularly stings.
Yeah, Chad Mendes even.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it was for Ex McQueen. Like,
Okay.
Like, come on. But they're still catching fighters out. They're catching fighters like, they caught John Jones before they suspended him.
Yeah.
Even though he was said to be not at fault for those instances. But they've caught so many fighters before. I mean, they've created an MMA where Michael Bisping, who couldn't beat the top guy to be the champion before, he became champion once USADA came in. That's because he was a clean fighter. Exactly.
So I think overall, I'm happy to say I'm happy that USADA's sticking around, and with all of USADA's issues, I'm happy to take them because I'm a huge advocate for a clean sport of mixed martial arts. I feel like the drugs have plagued the sport. They've plagued the sport of boxing. When you got guys like Canelo Alvarez blatantly tested positive for steroid not that long ago, and then fighting GGG in one of the biggest fights of the year, just a little while later, Fury is fat. Muscles do not define a fighter's ability. Fury may have fat on him, he may not be ripped like AJ. Have you seen AJ's abs? Yes, AJ has abs, but six packs don't win fights.
You're gay. Right.
Yeah, some people are just AJ fanboys to say AJ's obviously. Yeah, AJ's got abs. AJ has got abs, but I don't know how that would help him in a fight. I think if he was to be fighting Tyson Fury, he'll find that Fury will be bobbing and weaving the punches all night. And then, what's your problem? What's your problem with gays? Oh, what's your problem with gays?
We're talking about MMA right now.
Yeah. We're only talking MMA. New short one. Now, when we're talking MMA and boxing, I'm gonna walk away from this, whatever it is. So, USADA, it's a good thing USADA's sticking around. I'm happy USADA's sticking around. I can see a real benefit of USADA sticking around.
We've seen it already in the 3 years it's been here.
Yeah.
It's changed the sport. Who was it? Lorenzo Fertitta, I think, said it's going to get worse before it gets better. It's getting better now.
Yeah.
There are less people testing positive, which suggests a cleaner sport.
Yeah. So hopefully we can see it carrying on going forward. We can see it better going forward, and then a lot of it is going to depend on how fighters' performances are impacted going forward. I think if you start seeing specific declines in certain fighters and their stars, but their performances are declining, but they're still being allowed to fight. It's not perfect. I don't ever pretend that it's perfect. I'm happy they're sticking around. I think there's a benefit of having USADA stick around, and I'm happy that the drug testing is going to continue. I mean, what's the alternative? If they was to leave USADA, go to VADA or WADA, it's not going to be any better.
Or if we go back to what was the old system? Who was
under the Athletic Commission?
Okay, well, I mean, let's take John Jones for example. We've talked about him a lot, but let's take him for example. He tested positive like 17 times since USADA's been here.
Yeah.
He tested positive 0 times before USADA.
Under the Athletic Commission, so
correlation. He was probably on something the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting anything.
Yeah.
He might have been, might not have been.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that John Jones has been probably dabbling for a little while now. But beside the fact that he has been dabbling, he's come out and he's been caught now. So let's move on from that stuff with USADA. Let's talk quickly, and I want to touch this about what's your thoughts on Demetrius Johnson going to ONE FC?
Okay, so I love ONE FC. I like ONE Championship now. ONE Championship. They got some great fighters. Angela Lee. She's gonna fight Zhang Jingnan for the strawweight championship over there.
That's exciting.
That's dope. They got people like Bibiano Fernandez, who's one of the best bantamweights in the world, regardless of
promotion.
Yeah, that's the word. He's been about for so long. Shinya Aoki, a legend. They got Eddie Alvarez now. Demetrius Johnson, just having him there, being the great addition to the best flyweight about, probably. I think he beats Cejudo in a rematch.
Yeah.
You know, you got fighters like, what's his name?
Good Chinese pronunciation there, impressive.
You said that?
Rivag, well.
Thank you. Gehi Eustaquio, the Filipino champion over there, Adriano Moraes, Kyra Akhmetov.
Demetrius Johnson is a dwarf. Why you say he is the best? So we're talking about fighting skill sets here. I feel like you might be trolling us a little bit, but we're talking about fighting skill sets here. Demetrius Johnson is a very high level technical fighter. He's got a beautiful stand up. He's got a beautiful all round game. So Don, she was touching a lot on some of the fighters that are in ONE FC.
Him being that addition just makes that promotion a bit more legit. That division just crazy stacked now. They're having that tournament. It's going to be a madness. I'm looking forward to it. It's great. High-level fighters go to different promotions. We saw Rory and Bellator, Gegard over there as well. ONE Championships become arguably the second best promotion in the world globally.
Yeah, so
we're talking globally.
Exactly, yeah.
It's probably number 2.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's all we can ask for as MMA fans. More high-level MMA just everywhere.
Yeah. So ONE Championship. Now, guys, if you guys don't watch ONE Championships, it is so easy to watch a ONE Championship card. You ain't got to find an illegal stream. You ain't got to pay no subscription. Literally, all you do, most everyone here has got a smartphone. You just download the smartphone app, the ONE Championship app, and you watch the fights live. I watch the fights live while I'm at work. I will literally just book a meeting room, watch the fights, and do that.
And it's even got a countdown.
Of course not what I do if you work with me.
12 days, 12 hours.
I don't know what I was talking about. What do you think about PFL?
Professional Fight League.
Professional Fight League.
They're gonna go bankrupt.
Yeah, you think Professional Fight League?
They just gave Sean O'Connor $1 million.
Well, you know what, yeah? I'll be interested to see who's backing PFL, like, especially on the higher executive level.
Well, Kevin Hart is, I guess.
Yeah, so there's a lot of high profile investors. See, having promotions like PFL is good to have.
Seeing high level MMA everywhere.
Yeah,
that's what we want to see.
Yeah, it's good to have promotions like PFL around because it gives fighters an alternative instead of signing with UFC, signing that lengthy. Highly restrictive clause. If you sign with PFL, gives you opportunities. Signing with Bellator, you can also box. You can also kickbox.
Was a fighter that was probably on. It was pretty known. So let's say I don't know where his contract.
Probably 25. I can't imagine Sean O'Connor getting paid huge sums of money.
Let's say he was on 25. He had 3 fights in BFL. Yeah, something like that. 3 fights. 5. Yeah.
5 fights. Yeah.
So let's say he won 5 fights in a row in the UFC. The most he was going to make is 300 racks. 300 racks, the most. I'm talking, bonuses, things like that. Let's factor that in. He made $1 million from 1 fight.
Yeah,
A bunch of fights.
Yeah, real talk. So, like, this is attitude among, like, MMA fans. I'll never understand this. MMA fans are obsessed with UFC. Anything outside the UFC is trash.
Yeah.
Gegard was top 5 in the UFC. The moment he leaves, he's a bum. He wasn't going to beat no one anyway.
Even though he was on a 4-5 win streak and
5-5 winning streak. He left on a 5-5 winning streak. So there's this attitude in the MMA community outside the UFC is all trash. When that's not the case. If they'll choose to ignore a Bellator card. They'll choose to ignore a Bellator card when MMA is big out here in Langsang, Hong Kong. MMA is big everywhere, bro. Like, and this is the thing with MMA fans, yeah?
Growing everywhere.
MMA fans seem to only be obsessed with MMA in the UFC sphere. But when you look outside of UFC, and especially today in 2019, you got ONE Championship doing great things. You got Ryzen doing great things. You got Bellator doing great things. You got PFL doing great things. There's exciting fights all round. There's tons of fights to watch. And then here in the UK on the regional level, UC MMA has exciting fights to watch.
Cage Warriors.
There's prospects coming out of everywhere. So
every corner. Paddy Pimbley over here. He's a big name now.
Exactly.
Chris Fishgold's in the UFC as well.
So MMA is much bigger than just the UFC. So fans, just give it a chance. Check it out. Check out all the spears of mixed martial arts, and there's ample opportunity to watch incredible fights. You don't have to pay for pay-per-view. You don't have to pay pay-per-view to watch stuff like ONE FC, like going back to ONE.
Yeah.
Download the app.
It's for free.
Yeah.
It's literally for free on your phone. You can watch it whenever you are, wherever you are, whenever you want.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to see a high-level flyweight, you can go to One Championship and watch Demetrius Johnson. Or you can go watch Kyoji Horiguchi at bantamweight beating Darian Caldwell, the Bellator champion. That right there is legit. So when we're looking at Kyoji Horiguchi, I'm glad you brought that up. So coming out of that Rising weekend, one of the things that everyone was talking about was Floyd Mayweather fighting Tenshin Nasukawa, and Floyd Mayweather beating Tenshin Nasukawa in one round, and it was a bad loss for Tenshin. One of the things that got ignored was Kyoji Horiguchi's performance. Now, Kyoji Horiguchi, let's be honest about this, yeah? He is best suited by American standards for the flyweight division or the international mixed martial arts scale. He's best suited for the flyweight division. He's a flyweight.
Kyoji Horiguchi is 5'4" or 5'5".
Yeah.
Kyoji Horiguchi is not a big man. He was in there with Darian Caldwell, who's 5'10", just fought at featherweight, and he looked plenty healthy at featherweight. And what is a height restriction for MMA fighters? There is no height restriction for MMA fighters. So can giants compete? Yes, giants can compete. Yes,
they can compete. Yeah, it's definitely 6'11". Right?
Yeah. Kyoji Horiguchi, he fought Darian Caldwell when he had an incredible fight. He was getting taken down. Darian Caldwell was implementing his game, but if I'm honest with you, Darian Caldwell was taking him down, but he was doing nothing. On the feet, I felt like Horiguchi was tagging him up.
Yeah.
On the took him down, Horiguchi was providing him a difficult foal to keep down. Horiguchi was popping up or fighting to pop up or making him work the whole time. And then ultimately, Horiguchi caught him in a guillotine. Yeah. Horiguchi's incredible.
Yeah.
Since losing to Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson at 24 years old in a fight that he said he wasn't ready to take at that point originally,
he's won
11 in a row. 12. 12 in a row now. 12 in a row now.
Disgusting.
He has won 12 in a row now. He has won the Rising Championship. He's beaten ample champions. Marky boy, I'm just playing though. Yeah, just playing though. Okay.
Okay.
So there's been. I'm an MMA newbie. Please don't judge me, bitch. No, we're not judging you. We're not judging you. No one's judging you. Here we're having a free discussion about mixed martial arts, all things MMA. So yeah.
So now Kyoji Horiguchi's apparently going to go to Bellator to fight Darian Caldwell for his belt. I look forward to that one. I think in the cage, if you've seen the fight, you'll see how big a role the ropes played in that one.
Yeah.
Caldwell once had a Kimura on and it was like locked. And,
it was in pretty tight, right? Yeah.
And the ropes pulled it back, had to let go. That wouldn't happen in the cage. Who knows? Yeah. I don't think he wins that in the cage, but.
Well, I mean, it'll be interesting if that fight plays out. I think Horiguchi is incredible. I feel like he's got a long future with him, and I'm so excited now. I'm so excited now with this scope of what's going on with the cross promotion. Imagine that. Imagine a rematch between Mighty Mouse Johnson and Horiguchi. If you're a specific UFC fanboy, you're gonna struggle to hate on that fight.
A cross promotion between Rising and ONE FC would be probably the biggest thing Asia has seen.
Soon I'll be 0-0. Okay? That's roughly soon we'll be 0-0. You should fight for street beefs.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you'll be 0-0 and heading into Satan's backyard.
Yeah.
Satan's backyard.
So let's flip over to boxing now.
Yeah.
Alright. So one of the things that I'm super excited about in the boxing ring, the squared circle, the sweet science of boxing, is watching Manny Pacquiao fight Adrian Broner. I am so excited about watching Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner. I can't wait to watch that fight. I can't wait to watch that play out. Can't wait to see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and I'm going to do a proper breakdown for this fight closer to the fight, but I'm thinking that Manny Pacquiao, even at his age, he may have declined. He may not be what he once was. he still has enough skill set to beat Adrian Broner.
Yeah.
And Adrian Broner is a very cocky and arrogant fighter, and a lot of people are saying that he's in a better place coming into this fight. Adrian Broner will die. I don't know that he will die. At the end of the day, we have to be honest about this. Manny Pacquiao did lose to Jeff Horn. And whilst a lot of people are, and I'm of the opinion that Manny Pacquiao should have gotten that decision, ultimately, Manny Pacquiao shouldn't have gone to decision with Jeff Horn. The Manny Pacquiao of old does not go to decision with Jeff Horn. The Manny Pacquiao of old doesn't provide any room for question where the judges can try to give someone a robbery decision. So Manny Pacquiao is not the Manny Pacquiao that we know and love. I still feel like he's got enough, and I'm going to provide a proper breakdown, but I still feel like he's got enough to be able to get through this fight, and I feel like as the fight wears on, Manny Pacquiao's class is going to start to show. And what do you think about that fight?
So I'm not the biggest boxing guy.
Yeah.
But what we saw in the fight with Pacquiao and Horn was real good movement. Gave Pacquiao some issues. Considering his old age, he ain't as
mobile as he once was, yeah.
Broner's got all of that.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem, seeing how his style matches up with Pacquiao.
What do you think about Kell Brook being gay? This ain't a gossip channel. I'm not here to gossip about.
I mean,
we can talk about Kell Brook the fighter. I'm happy to do that. I enjoy watching Kell Brook fight.
I like him too. And no more man. That'll be a good fight though.
Well, you know what? So now that you've mentioned Kell Brook, let's talk about this quickly. So Amir Khan is all but sealed into a fight with. Let's talk fight. It's good. Then be the gay. Okay. So Amir Khan is now locked into fight. None of them can beat AJ. I mean, they fight at welterweight. AJ is a heavyweight, so I agree.
Amir Khan might have something to say about that with AJ.
He might have some personal beef with AJ. But look, we're getting into gossip. So Amir Khan now, he's going to be fighting Terence Crawford. And now I'm going to be doing a breakdown on that fight, and I'm pretty excited about that fight because a lot of people are writing Amir Khan out and they're saying Amir Khan's going to get knocked out. But let me ask you this question: who has Terence Crawford beaten in his career, in his 34 fights, that Amir Khan could not beat? And the answer is none. There's no one that, in my opinion, of course this is all subjective, in my opinion, anyone that Terence Crawford has beaten, Amir Khan could have beaten in that fight as well. So going into this fight,
maybe not anymore.
Well, maybe not anymore. Maybe this ain't the best version of Khan, but
Samuel Vargas ain't as good as Jeff Horn. I think Jeff Horn's dope.
Jeff Horn's better than he's given credit for, but Amir Khan is a talented boxer. So coming into this fight, although my pick is going to be Terence Crawford, Khan's not a dog without a fight. He's not in this. He's not up the creek without a paddle. He's not lost. He's there or thereabouts. You know what I mean? Like even with him, his declining skill set, and I think there's something to be said for Amir Khan that he's choosing to fight Terence Crawford for potentially less money than fight Kell Brook here in the UK. Terence Crawford is an infinitely more difficult
way
contest. Way more skilled. He's a way more skilled opponent than fighting. Also, Rifat, if AJ ain't the greatest, beat me in a fight to prove it. Okay, you're gonna start calling. Okay, Rifat saying okay. You know what? So cool. Amir Khan and Terence Crawford.
Do a breakdown of that fight.
Yeah, I'll do a breakdown of that fight. So Terence Crawford and
Amir Khan.
And Amir Khan, that's going to be a good fight. I feel like Amir Khan's probably going to lose, but I believe, and I'm pretty confident in this, that Amir Khan will probably be ahead in the scorecards by the time he gets finished. So I'm expecting Terence Crawford to get the win, but I'm expecting Amir Khan to be ahead in the scorecard by the time he gets the finish. And
I reckon we'll see a lot of points in that fight where Amir Khan's about to get finished.
Yeah.
He's going to be wobbling all over the place. I think it's about a 6-round thing.
Yeah. So, guys, what about you guys? Is there any fights you guys got coming up that you're excited to see? And okay, so you mean a virtual fight, right? Other than fighting amongst yourselves, is there any fights that you guys are looking forward to coming up, especially in the first quarter of 2019? I'll tell you one fight that I'm looking forward to is Oscar Rivas versus Brian Jennings. And on the back of that...
You love that guy.
Yeah, I love Brian Jennings. And on the back of that, also, Adam Kalinacki versus Gerald Washington. So those two fights, they're going to provide some key heavyweight contenders, in my opinion. So if we're to take the Oscar Rivas versus Brian Jennings fight, so let's look at Brian Jennings first, yeah?
Yeah.
Brian Jennings was the North American Boxing Federation heavyweight champion. He was 19-0 when he went and fought Vladimir Klitschko. He put on a spirited effort. He lost to Vladimir Klitschko. Then he went and fought Luis Ortiz and got finished by the boogeyman for the heavyweight division. And Luis Ortiz is incredibly skilled. So Luis Ortiz is one of the most underrated boxers that I've ever seen to come across. Like, a lot of people don't give Luis Ortiz the credit that he deserves. Yeah. I feel like Luis Ortiz is incredible. So Bryant Jennings getting finished by Luis Ortiz, that's not a bad loss. So then after that, Bryant Jennings loses that fight and goes on to win, 4 or 5 fights in a row now? He's on a 5-fight win streak. He just beat Dimitrenko. I'm sure I slaughtered
Alexander Dimitrenko.
Yeah, Alexander Dimitrenko. That was a good performance. In my opinion, that was a great win.
Dimitrenko's a high-level journeyman.
Yeah, he's a high-level journeyman. Yeah, exactly. And then you got Oscar Rivas. He was a Pan American silver medalist. He's gone on to be 25-0 as a professional. He hasn't fought anyone that good. He hasn't looked incredible in his fights, but being that he is 25-0, he's Canada's biggest hope for a heavyweight star. Oscar Rivas has a real upside if he can start channeling his explosive power into his technique. If Oscar Rivas can channel his explosive style into his technique and bring that into the Bryant Jennings fight, if he's able to give Bryant Jennings some trouble and get past Bryant Jennings, which I'm not predicting he will, but let's say he gets past him, at that point you're going to be looking at a young heavyweight prospect who's 26-0, unbeaten, former Pan American champion, Canada's biggest hope. Of course he's in the discussion.
Yeah, it's just right now he's not. Who's the guy he fought? Like, he was 11-3 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
So he a year ago he fought Gabriel Nguma. He was 8-3 coming into the fight. Gabriel Nguma it can only be described as a low-level journeyman. So if you ain't seen the fight, don't watch it. It's not impressive. Waste of your time.
He's someone when you fight when you're 7-0 and you just need a win against someone with a winning.
To pad your record in the world of boxing, and so when you're looking at Gabriel Nguma coming into the fight, Oscar Rivas should have blown him out of the water, but that's not what he done. He had a hard-fought decision win over him, and that to me...
And he lost some rounds.
And he arguably lost some rounds, and that to me is very troublesome. So
everything was laboured in that fight. He got tired quickly.
The problem is with those explosive fighters, if you're explosive, that's great, but the moment you tire...
And you feel some aggression back. We saw it with Ngannou.
Yeah.
He felt it against Stipe Miocic and he caught some fear. Yeah. Like a flu. And he couldn't shake it until the next fight.
It completely changed his entire skill set and game going forward, and that really sucks for. But I'm excited for that. So I feel like the winner of the Oscar Rivas fight should fight the winner of the Adam Kalinacki fight, because the winner of that is going to be there or thereabouts in terms of a title shot. Maybe throw Luis Ortiz in the mix there because he needs some opponents. And with everything going on in the heavyweight division right now, so there's a lot of stuff going on in the heavyweight division with who's AJ going to fight in April?
Probably Pulev.
Probably Pulev or Dylan
White. So we're going to do Pulev.
Thank you. I'm glad you find us to be very knowledgeable. Thank you, Rifat. In the heavyweight division, there's tons going on. You got AJ versus whoever he's going to be fighting. Either Pulev. I personally feel like he's going to be fighting Dylan White.
Yeah,
then you got Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. What's going on next with that? How's that going to play out? Are they going to be fighting each other? Are they going to be moving on and finding other opponents? Dominic Brazil just come off a key win, and he's arguably mandatory for Deontay Wilder's next fight. So you got that going on. You got Luis Ortiz is there. You got Joe Joyce is he went 6-0 this year in 2018. So he's got to be given some consideration, some love going into 2019.
This year, hopefully.
If he fights 4 times this year, by the end of this year he's 11-0. He's got to be in the title picture too, because he ain't fighting bums.
Yeah.
Joe Joyce debuted in, and he's been fighting guys with winning records the whole way through.
Whole way through.
So that's exciting, and that says a lot about what his beliefs are in himself. So he's
got some skills, man.
Yeah, so there's tons going on in the heavyweight division.
Tony Yoka beat him in the Olympics.
Tony Yoka beat him to get the gold. Tony Yoka's going to be coming back this year.
Yeah.
Tony Yoka, in my opinion, he's going to be a future world champion, and he's going to sit above the throne. And a lot of people might think I'm crazy for saying this, but I honestly feel like Tony Yoka's going to sit on top of the heavyweight division when if he carries his growth to the level that he's growing at now. He's 6'7" with an 80-something inch reach. He's only 26 years old, And in his last fight, he just took out Dave Allen. And I'm not going to bag on Dave Allen. Dave Allen is a talented British level regional fighter. I would consider him up there with the British Championship level. So Dave Allen's a good fighter.
Yeah.
For him to fight him in his 5th pro fight and for him to win, I find that to be incredibly impressive. And I personally enjoyed that. He's had some issues now with his suspension with the French authorities. So
you can't read or write, and they send English. You can't read or write English, and they send English letters.
Yeah, so Dave Allen is rubbish. He loses to everyone. Well, you know, Dave Allen's not rubbish actually. You know, like when you're looking at Dave Allen's record, that 16-4 record, don't let it deceive you. He's 16-4. He's won 3 in a row. He knocked out Nick Webb. Nick Webb was 12-0 coming into that fight. And who are his 4 losses? He lost to Dylan White, who's about to fight for a world title. He lost to Luis Ortiz, who's one of the best in the world, no questions asked. He lost a split decision to Lenroy Thomas, who's a high-level journeyman, and that was for the Commonwealth belt. And then he lost to Tony Yoka. He hasn't lost to bums. And we're talking early in his fight. Dave Allen still himself is only, 26 years old. Dave Allen's got room to grow as well. So right now, I consider him peak of British boxing. Yeah. Will he make the move to European level and fight the guys like Robert Helenius?
He's had some tough losses, but I'm sure he can come back. He's 26 at heavyweight.
Yeah.
Anything can happen at that age. It's fine.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. So there's tons going on. So there's lots to be excited about in boxing's heavyweight division, man.
Yeah.
So so there's tons, man. There's tons. Boy, just quickly before we wrap up here, another one of the fights that I wanted to discuss is upcoming. And I'm super excited about it. It's gonna be it's on the TJ Dillashaw card.
What's his name? The NFL guy, Greg Hardy.
Okay, yeah.
And Alan Crowder. Yeah. He's fighting Alan Crowder.
Now, I am not super excited for this fight.
Yeah.
For the sake of his skill set or seeing how great Greg Hardy can be. Now, this is almost the ugly side of mixed martial arts. NFL is stupid sport.
Okay.
That's a subjective opinion. A lot of people love NFL. So going back to Greg Hardy, he's obviously had his legal troubles coming off that domestic violence case. A lot of people run at each other trying to kill. Okay, so a lot of people have been saying a lot of there's a lot negative to be said about Greg Hardy for everything that's happened. He's saying he's trying to turn his life around. Dana White's giving him another opportunity. Now this is crazy for me, and I find it crazy that they're giving him a co-main event spot in his first fight, just 3-0. At 3-0, you should not be the co-main event on a UFC fight night card underneath TJ Dillashaw and Henry Cejudo.
Especially when there's fights like Donald Cerrone, Alexander Hernandez, which is a banger.
That's a banger.
Rachel Ostovich, Paige Van Zandt should be higher. There's so many. Gregor Gillespie is looking dope. He's like 4-0 in the UFC, 5-0, something like that.
A lot of people are saying Gregor Gillespie might be the guy to take out Habib. So there's tons going on, man. So going back to the Greg Hardy one, I'm interested to see how he deals with the pressure. So this is one of the things that I love about fighting and fighting in general is when guys are in the spotlight, all eyes are on them. How does that man rise to the occasion? How does he deal with that pressure? Is he going to struggle with the pressure? Now, you're looking at a guy who's got all eyes on him for all the wrong reasons. Everyone wants to see him get knocked out. You got Derek Lewis calling him out, and the dude's had 3 fights. How's he going to deal with all this pressure? How's he going to deal with all this negative pressure?
The story with Greg Hardy is basically he got kicked out of the NFL basically for domestic abuse or something like that.
Yeah.
Domestic abuse issues.
Domestic violence, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just disgusting.
Yeah, well, what he done was inexcusable, and I'm not going to go into the gossip or the discussion of that, but I must open my business up. Good luck with that, Tab-Chan, and have a great day opening your business up. So it's time to make money. Good luck with that, make money, man. So no man should ever do what Greg Hardy done.
Yeah.
Should he be given a second opportunity to right his wrongs? I'm not going to be the judge of that. Dana White's made that decision. I'm interested to see how he deals with the attention and the pressure that's going to be on him. How he's going to deal with all the negativity that's going to be surrounding him. Everyone wanted to see him get knocked out.
In a co-main event spot as well, like.
Yes, and in a co-main event spot in his first major fight, he's fighting someone who's vastly better than anyone else he's fought.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great.
Yeah, it should be good. Hopefully it'll be a good display of skill. and hopefully the best man will win.
Yeah. So guys, I'm gonna wrap up here. This is something that I'm hoping to do fairly regularly, maybe once a week, maybe 9:30s on Sundays going forward is a good time to do it. If you guys got any questions and stuff that you want me to discuss or have a little chat about, comment them on any of my videos and I'll discuss it. Right now, obviously my channel's just starting up, so I'm not getting so many people tuning into my live streams, but I'm happy to be discussing anything. I'm happy to have an open discussion with anyone that's on the chat as well, and any questions you've got related to fighting, just throw them at me. If it's the first time you checked out any of my content, please like and subscribe. Check out some of my content and see what's going on with with the fight world. I do fight breakdowns, do fight commentaries, so much more. Unless you guys got any more questions, I'm going to be closing up now. Thank you guys. Let me know if you guys got any questions. I'm closing up in the next 10 seconds. And please like and subscribe, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the discussion.
Thanks for having
me. Chan, you fake Chinese. Yeah. You guys seem to be having a interesting discussion. Darnish, thanks for joining me.
Let's do it.
Russell Rusty, go ahead, shoot your question.
Right, go ahead.
So I'm guessing he's writing his question now. So.
Alright, cool. Kansas City Chiefs gonna win the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. I don't know nothing about NFL. The only sports I ever watched in my entire life were fighting.
Oh, yeah.
So, why do you wear such tight pants in the UFC? So those are called Valetudo pants. The reason is they're less restrictive. People can't grab them when they get into grappling exchanges. For more information on that, watch Travis Brown versus Czech Congo, where Czech Congo kept on grabbing onto Travis's shorts. Then he moved over to the Valetudo pants after that. So it's a functional fighting thing. For your watching pleasure, Russell. So it's a functional fighting thing, and it helps avoid opponents grabbing onto your shorts and stuff getting messy like that. So that's why we're fine. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Mindful Combat, guys. If first time here, please like and subscribe. Check out my channel. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. I'll be back next week.
Sweet.